Hello, everybody. This is Tom Eckert here. You're listening to my podcast, Numerology, a GPS for the Soul. This is your place to learn about the true power of numerology and how to use it to bring out the best in yourself, understand your loved ones better, take wise decisions, and prepare for your future. In other words, how to live your life aligned with your true destiny. Take your time to educate yourself and share these podcasts with your friends and family so they too can enjoy the great benefits of numerology. Enjoy! Hello there, and welcome to all my listeners. I am very excited to continue on our series of empowerment tips for the different life paths. Today, we're going to focus on empowerment tips for life path number 3. But before I jump right in, first of all, if you are new to my podcast, welcome. In this podcast, we discuss in-depth numerology as a path for inner transformation, spiritual growth, self-understanding. And I personally, as a numerologist, attempt to always make numerology accessible, applicable, and grounded for everyday life matters so that you can use numerology in order to live a better life, to apply this knowledge, to live more consciously, more in balance, and for sure, more aligned with your soul purpose. Now, here are a few ways you can dive deeper into numerology should you wish to do so outside this podcast. First and foremost, you can book a numerology reading with me. In a reading, you can ask any question that is burning in your life and get precise answers tailored especially to you. You can read more about my readings and contact me through the link in the episode description to book your reading. Now, if you wish to study numerology on a deeper level or possibly even pursue it as a career, then I invite you to check out my 2 numerology study paths. First one is my self-study numerology courses study path. This path gives you the rare opportunity to learn numerology online at your own pace, be it on your mobile device, your tablet, or your laptop. My library currently includes 2 self-study courses, and more are coming up. Or if you want to be initiated into the rare and precious depths of numerology, you can sign up to my complete path of certification, where you study directly with me, all the way from a beginner or from where you're at to a numerology expert, and you get certified as a professional numerologist. Now, to read more about both study paths, check out the links in the episode description. So now, without further ado, let's dive into today's topic. I do want to apologize, by the way, about the recordings, especially about the episode of Empowerment Tips for number 1. Apparently, Spotify has changed some of its editing formats, and I apologize. I'm not such a tech-savvy guy. So I usually just, record myself in one go and upload whatever I've recorded. Spotify might have sort of edited some things and it might sound a little bit choppy or unnatural. I apologize for that. I'll try to see if I can change it, but if not, please bear with me. So in this episode, we're about to discuss core recommendations that will really help any life path number 3 live up to their original potential. But this episode is also very relevant to you if 3 is your expression number or soul urge number. All of these 3, the life path, the expression number, and the soul urge numbers, belong to what I call the big 3, right? The 3 most important or impactful numbers in your chart. If you've listened to my 2 previous episodes in this series, you will start noticing something special. Every life path number has its unique blueprint of fulfillment. Not all life paths are meant to look the same. These episodes and my work at large is aimed at helping you embrace your unique version of fulfillment and to help you free yourself from ideas and concepts your parents, friends, society, and social media taught you, but that have nothing to do with who you really are. So, with that said, let's start with the first empowerment tip. So, as a three life path, you must write or speak in order to express your emotions. Do you remember being a child and really wanting to put on certain costumes, jewelry that belong to your parents or grandparents or whatever, or perhaps an adult's sunglasses, or shoes, right? And put up this show and have your parents or right the adults watch you. Remember that? I think all of us did that. How beautiful is that sheer wish to express oneself? The innocent need, right, to express creativity. So, as a life path number three, one of my core recommendations to you is this: make sure you have a regular outlet like writing or speaking where you get the chance to fully express your emotions, your spontaneous creativity. Don't make it too serious. It's not about creating artwork, right, or masterpieces, but rather about allowing the natural river stream, if you will, of creative life force within you to voice itself, to make itself heard. In essence, you are like a child that is bubbling with natural creative energy, an energy that does not have a final goal. That's very important, my friends. But simply enjoys moving forward, an energy that simply enjoys flowing and expressing. It loves being alive and bubbling. And so that's why writing or speaking can be great ways for you to let your endless ideas and this bubbling life force and colorful emotions to keep flowing. That's where you feel most natural and in your element. So that's the first thing. Second thing I want to recommend as an empowerment tip: spend time enjoying the simple things in your life. Now, I know some threes in my life. I mean, some people with, right, a three life path who are drowning in work and who made, career, for example, or success their number one goal in life. And this, my friends, especially if you're a three, this cannot be farther away from your essence as a three life path. While you can certainly have a thriving career and enjoy ambitious goals, at your core, you must always come back to simple joy. If simple joy is not present in your life, it's a clear sign you're off track. I'm not speaking about some excited state of bliss or happiness. I'm speaking of enjoying playing around with your dog, with your cat, with your kids. I'm speaking about sitting in the garden with a cup of coffee, watching the flowers, and listening to the birds chirping. Or maybe meeting a friend and just having a good laugh, or being a little bit goofy together. Pardon me. Finding joy in simple things, you see, brings you back to your element and comes natural to you when you're connected to yourself. So just remember, it's not about overexciting experiences, overexciting things, or overexciting emotions, but about the most ordinary things in life and finding joy in them. The more you lean into this direction, you're going to you're going to really feel this three essence being rooted and embodied within you. You're going to really feel the resonance that you're doing the right thing. Very, very important for a life path 3, right? To give up that ambitious nature that our society instills in us and come back to the natural joy of the simple things in life. Next empowerment tip. My friend, you must keep studying and learning new things. So, one of your great fortes as a life path number 3 is your capacity and also your endless wish, in fact, to learn new things. Learning is pure joy for you, and you can retain information wonderfully. It's just, inherent, intrinsic to you. Having new information constantly stimulating your mind is a great joy for you, and also a great nourishment, I would say. This is why I highly recommend that you continuously learn new things. It not only gives you a feeling of aliveness, but it also connects you to your inherent curious nature and consequently to the child within you. When you allow yourself to constantly be curious about new topics, big and small, and keep on studying, you will notice the sense of natural happiness and aliveness growing within you. Life Paths 3 thrive on fresh, new ideas that truly excite them. In fact, if you're strongly connected to your 3 energy, new ideas should ideally be flowing through you constantly, like this creek or a river of constant flow. So make sure to keep this alive. Keep introducing new information into your life. Expand your knowledge and enjoy being an eternal student of life, because that is the essence of the 3. Just like a child who always asks questions, because that's what you are, my friend. In essence, that's the beauty of the 3. So let's move on to the 4th empowerment tip. But before I dive into it, if you are enjoying this podcast and you want to keep learning more in-depth, grounded, and high-quality numerology, make sure to follow and subscribe to this channel and turn on the notifications bell on the platform you're listening from. Become part of my numerology community. Make sure to like this episode. It really goes a long way in helping my channel grow and allows me to keep producing this work for you guys. And it's also making you a more engaged part of this numerology community. And also make sure to follow me on Substack, where I write in-depth content about numerology and Dharma, so you can basically learn even more about numerology. The link to my Substack account, my Substack publication, is in the podcast episode description. And lastly, make sure to, check out the comment section. Leave a comment, leave a question, share your thoughts. I love answering every single comment. I always do my best to do so, and it's a great way to connect. Having said that, let's keep going. So, empowerment tip number 4. Approach people and life with the spirit of curiosity. So, studies aside, I want to speak to your spirit of curiosity. We all start, as kids. All of us, we all start our life as kids. Everything feels interesting, like a wonder, right? But as we grow up, we lose that innocence, that fresh glow of pure curiosity that is just simply interested or curious, well, just because we grow more dull and are easily bored, and we need progressively more intense or aggressive stimulation in order to feel alive. So, as a life path 3, you must tend to your natural curiosity, not curiosity that has a goal, but pure curiosity as a base approach to life itself. When you meet people, stay curious. When you listen to others, stay curious. When you listen to music, stay curious. When you watch the waves break at shore, stay curious. This type of curiosity is at the root of life and at the root of your true potential to stay always open, always meeting life anew with freshness, with openness, and the eyes of wonder, the eyes of a child, right? Again, we're coming back to this element. So don't let yourself be tainted by the pretentiousness of our world, of our society. Learn to stay like this innocent child within. Even if, let's say, on the outside, you need to play the game of being an adult, internally, make sure to remain that pure, innocent, untainted child essence that is always curious. The next empowerment tip: enjoy being creative and playful for no reason. So you may start noticing, right, that there's a recurring theme about you that has to do with basically being with things without a goal. And indeed, just think of small children when they draw or sing or whatever, mumble something or play on the grass. Do they have a goal? Well, no, they don't. They play as an expression and an extension of life itself. You too should play and be creative for no special reason. Draw, paint, sing, write music, but don't be a perfectionist. This will go against your nature if you do so. You, as a 3 life path, are a child of life. That's your essence. Your parents might have taught you to be perfectionist, successful, ambitious because maybe they wanted you to fit in. But that is the opposite of who you truly are. So the more you try hard, the less you are yourself. The less you're natural, spontaneous, joyful, or at ease. So learn to drop this learned heaviness of society and simply fool around a bit. Take a guitar and sing. Go outside and whatever, play with your kids and forget about your age. Forget about status. Forget about self image. Or maybe write spontaneous, imperfect poems and who knows, share them on social media or something with funny pictures. The more you allow this creative child within you to come out, the more you'll notice that you feel at home in yourself. So, having said all of these 5 empowerment tips, I'm going to speak about one last and 6th empowerment tip that sort of takes us in a slightly different direction. So, as a life path number 3, it is highly recommended to have wise friends and to develop self reflection. So, this is really the last thing I want or I want to suggest to you as a life path number 3. And it is to make sure that you gather some wise and mature people around you. Okay, a little bit like a team of support. Reason being is that to counterbalance your childlike nature, you will sometimes need others to help you draw wise conclusions regarding life's challenges. Why? Because as a life path number 3, you may have the tendency to flatten things and not see the underlying issue at hand. Okay, so I'm speaking here to a shadow of 3 that you must become aware of. This empowerment tip really um, refers to this particular point. So you may interpret things as fate, for example, instead of investigating deeper into yourself to unveil where the problem lies, where is the root of the issue, and this may lead to unnecessary pain. So wise friends, right, like a circle of wise friends that you trust, and a regular practice of self-reflection can help you greatly in balancing this side of yourself and support this child within you to get just enough wise adult, quote unquote, energy to make sure things keep flowing in the right direction and that you don't keep repeating unhelpful patterns. Now, needless to say, as a life path 3, you will greatly enjoy listening to the wisdom of someone who is truly wise because, well, you are this endless student and you are this endless curious child. So this can actually work really well for you. It'll nourish you deeply and also instill a sense of confidence within you. So essentially, as a life path number 3, remember that your path is that of joy, play, and creativity without reason. You're meant to embody the archetype of the child of life, this innocent being that lives every moment with openness, curiosity, and the willingness to learn every day anew. And before we wrap this up, if you've enjoyed this podcast episode, remember to follow, subscribe, and turn on the notifications bell on the platform you're listening from and become part of my numerology community. Again, this supports me a lot, my friends. You have no clue. So please go ahead and do so. Also, make sure to give this episode a like. Make sure also to follow me on Substack, where I write in-depth content about numerology and Dharma. Again, the link is in the episode description. Remember to check out the comment section, leave a comment or a question. I will always try to answer all comments and questions. Of course, don't forget to check out my numerology readings. Again, a great way to get to know numerology on a deeper level and yourself, of course. And if you want to dive deeper and learn it on your own, check out my self-study numerology courses or my in-depth numerology certification studies path if you really want to acquire mastery of numerology. My friends, as always, it's been just a joy to share with you yet another episode. I hope it benefits you. And if you know another life path number 3, right, just make sure to share this with them. And as always, I'll see you in the next episodes. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, and you want to go deeper into numerology, check out my website, tom-eckert.com. You can also book a numerology reading or even study numerology yourself through my courses. I'll see you in the next episode.